What's up, you guys? Welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Prinsu Pro versus the old Prinsu roof rack. We're going to be showing you guys the differences, and we're also going to be giving you guys some specs on the brand new one. So if you guys are interested or in the market for that, make sure to check out this video. And if at the end of the video you do want to go ahead and purchase it, make sure to check out the description box below. Let's go ahead and now get into the video and show you guys. So at a first glance, you're probably going to think this rack is exactly the same as the old Prinsu cab rack, but this is the Prinsu Pro. This bad boy does have a couple changes. So let's go ahead and now get started. I'm going to tell you guys what's new on the Pro. So for the Pro, it is going to be 42% stronger than the previous version. It's also going to be made of a high grade 6063 aluminum, which is going to be a lot stronger than before, of course. It's also going to come with brand new hardware because yes, I know a lot of people, that's what they complained about in the past. So the screws are going to be a lot different, so they shouldn't rust out like the previous version. If you guys did watch my how to install video on the rack, and if you haven't, check out the description box below. But if you guys did watch it, the actual crossbars are going to be a little bit different design. Just to show you guys really quick, as you guys can see, right here on the side rail of the old Prinsu roof rack, you're going to have this gap right here, which sits a little bit higher. You're also not going to have the two plated design on the side rails, so it's a little bit thinner, and you're not going to get that custom design because with the brand new one, it does have the double plated, which one of them you could get one color to match the truck, and the other one of course would be black, so that way you can kind of get that two-tone look. It'll look awesome. Another thing I wanted to point out is right here in the back, you're going to notice it is a rounded edge, and once again you have that gap, and the logo is different as well. So that's kind of what they changed on the brand new one. Let's show you guys on that one. You're going to see on the brand new Prinsu Pro, which we're looking at, is once again, now this one has the double plated, which the top one you can get your color matched to the truck. Bottom one you could keep it black just to give it that two-tone look. And then another thing, as you can see right here, it's not even, I can't even stick my finger in it now. It's super low profile to the actual body. Once again, I do wish they did go a little bit lower on that, but it's better than what it was before. And then if you look back here on the new design, it is curved right here, and it's a more boxy look, but it does give it that aggressive, nice design. And the logo is actually different. It now says Prinsu, and it's like in a different block design as well. So everything just kind of ties in together. One thing you're going to notice on this rack that you didn't see on the other one is going to be these bad boys here. These are actually Prinsu grab handles. You could purchase these on the site. These are super, super sturdy. I recommend getting them. They are extra charge, of course. They don't come with a rack, but they're good to get when you're buying the rack, so that way you could assemble everything together. And it's super nice because now if I ever do want to add some camping lights right here off to the side, I can remove these two screws here and this plate comes off, and I can attach an actual light there. So I'll have like nice camp lights that will be super sleek on the side, versus how I used to have it in the past. I had big old lights on the side, which nothing wrong with that, but it was very bulky. New side rails on this rack, one, they are a lot thicker because they are with a double side rail design, which if you watch the install video, description box below, you'll see what I'm talking about. But basically now it has two plates sandwiched together, making it a lot stronger than the previous version. So keep that in mind when you guys do. Another thing which we all know, I mean, it was also an option on the previous one, but you can still go ahead and choose for the front. You can choose if you want it with the light bar cutout, if you want it with, for example, like the LP6s cutout, which are circular, or if you just want no cutout at all and just have a nice straight windscreen there. So you could go ahead and have that option. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is going to be the mounting brackets. So they're going to be a little bit different from the old Prinsu rack, which is what we're looking at, versus the brand new one. So on the old one, it's going to be all molded one piece with the side rail. So it's just one whole piece that kind of mounts together and mounts to the truck. On the brand new one, which we'll show you guys in a bit right now, that one is actually going to be like a two-piece. So you're going to have your side rails and you're going to have your mounting feet separate. You're going to have to bolt everything together. So it does make it harder on install, not really, but it adds a step. But in the end, it's actually a little bit better because that way, once everything is installed onto the truck, say one day you do want to go ahead and remove it, like I was telling you guys earlier, if you ever want to wrap your roof or wash your roof really, really good, like a detail, it makes it easier to remove the rack than having to also remove the feet. Because anybody that's installed an old Prinsu rack knows whenever you need to take off the rack, you need to also cut off the glue that you previously installed. So that kind of makes it a pain in the butt, versus with the new one, you can leave the mounting feet on the floor so that way you don't have to worry about removing the glue, and you could just unbolt the actual rack itself, if that makes sense. If you don't get it, watch my install video, description box below. The next thing that I did want to touch on is, right now looking at the old rack, is the side rails are actually going to be different for two different reasons. First reason is the mounting points on this is going to be different. So on the old rails, it's only going to have four mounting slots per rail, meaning there's 2 holes here and there's 2 holes here. It's good and it's bad. So say you have some stuff installed already on one side, and then you want to go ahead and install on the other side. Sometimes it makes it hard to install that. So what they did on the brand new rails is they actually made 6 slots per rail. There's going to be a bunch of these, 1 and 2. There's going to be 1 and 2 there, and there will be another 2 there. And that goes for all the crossbars up top. They're going to have a lot more drop-in points. Back then, it was only 2 per side, and now they made it 6. So in the center. Cool thing about having that is it will allow you to, even if you have something mounted already on this side, if you need to drop in some of those hardware, it'll allow you to still do that. Super modular, super convenient, makes it so much easier. So that way you can have a bunch of mounting spots everywhere. So it just makes it a little bit more universal than these previous ones. Nothing wrong with them once again, but it just makes it easier. Another thing too is the rail is also completely different. So the rail actually has on the bottom, it's actually has a nice rounded edge to it. So it looks a little bit more sleek and nice. On these old ones, they're just kind of like a normal rail, and it's good and it's bad, like I said. So if you don't want the mounting points up top, I mean, you can flip it over and just have a straight rail. I don't know who would want to do that though, but that's what the old one versus the new one. It has that, like I said, that design. So that's the cool thing, because it makes it super modular to be able to now mount stuff on the top of it. So the pros on this thing is overall, it's going to be a lot stronger, and the design is a little bit more sleek, just in case you guys were curious and are still on the fence on which one to buy. Because yes, this one is going to cost a little bit more, but like I said, you do get an upgrade on it. Now, if you still want to keep it a little bit on the affordable side, go ahead and go with the previous one. There's nothing wrong with that. I ran that for years on my Tacoma, and I actually had a rooftop tent on it for a while, and it stayed up there. I know a lot of people say they don't trust that, but I had never had a problem with it. I've slept in it, and it was still running. So talking about the price, the difference is going to be between $100 to $200 difference at the time of this video. Things might change, so keep that in mind, but check it out. It'll be linked in the description box below if you do want to purchase it. In my opinion, there's no real other cons on this one versus the other one. I mean, they're both overall good racks. Just if you want something that's going to be, you know, a little bit stronger with upgraded hardware, then go ahead and go with the Pro. It is, once again, a little bit more, but I mean, you'll get your money's worth. Another thing too, while we're up here, is on the hardware. On the old one, a lot of people know that the hardware does get seized up. So sometimes it will snap off and you have to, you know, drill it out and put in a brand new screw. With the new ones, you shouldn't really have to worry about that, because Prinsu actually added a new hardware. So that one is supposed to be aluminum grade, so it shouldn't rust out like the previous versions. It should actually work very well. I would still recommend probably putting a little bit of anti-seize on it just in case. But overall, the design on the hardware is going to be a little bit better for a long-term use. Now, as far as the load rating, I never had a problem, once again, with my old rack. I know we talked about it earlier, but with this one, I never had a problem. I ran a tent on for a couple months. So now I'm super confident with the brand new one if I ever do want to run a tent up there again, which I probably won't, because I have something in the works coming soon. So make sure to stay tuned to that. But that's cool to know that it'll work. So just to recap, once again, if you do want to go with the Prinsu Pro, yes, it is a little bit more, but once again, you're going to go ahead and get a brand new design. You're going to get a little bit stronger rack, and you're going to get better hardware overall. Now, if you don't care about all that and you just want a nice, simple, universal rack, then go ahead and go with the old version, save you a couple bucks. But overall, in my opinion, I'd say go for the Pro. And if you want it, description box below. I did also want to tell you guys, I do now have a discount code through CBI Offroad. So if you guys want to purchase anything on their website, check it out. That'll also be linked there with the discount code. Another thing talking about discount codes is make sure you guys are following my Instagram, because on my Instagram I do have a bunch of discount codes right there. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I know the people that do follow me now, you guys know I will reply to you on there. It's kind of hard for me to reply on YouTube because all the comments get filled up, so it's a little bit harder. So if you want to go ahead and just kind of get direct message to me, go ahead and hit me up on Instagram, ask me for discount codes. If I have them, they're always posted up right there. You can also see behind the scenes and other things that I'm doing with my normal life versus just YouTube stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and check it out. It'll be right here. All right, so that's going to conclude today's quick little video. And now if you guys still have questions on it, or if you guys want close-up pictures of it, I could either get you pictures of my truck, which has the Prinsu Pro, or I'll get close-up shots of the old Prinsu rack, which is on my cousin's truck. You can follow him right here as well if you want to ask him questions about it. But both of them are a good option overall. These are nice universal racks that sit super low profile and just look good overall. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
JesseRizo is here for you. It's here for you now. Like I said, it's super simple. Please feel free to subscribe.